Really just being able to run the ruler over your own business. And, what are the metrics and things that people should be measuring against their organisation just to understand, where they sit and where expertise could come in?
I think the bit that's important and most organisations struggle with is how do we actually scorecard and put those in the first place, and where should we measure? And that's not a sales problem, that's a business problem. Because ultimately things like revenue and profitability and all those sorts of things are great numbers to look at. But do you actually understand them?
But also they're an outcome of the activities.
Correct. And so realistically, where I talk to that, there are three key areas that I look at in my opinion. Yes, there's absolutely your key metrics. They're the high-level outcomes like your revenues and your profitabilities and all those sorts of things. The old revenues vanity, profit is sanity, and cash flow is king.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, there are three things you need to be looking at all times, at the very least. Next level down is your KPIs. KPIs are your breakdowns of this and support positive client engagement, experiences, how the business does what it does. The third part for me, and before I move on, the KPIs piece is about retention, clients feeling the love. New business doesn't just feel like you only call once a year, and you're the good time fairy. The third part and the most important part, particularly when you're talking about new people here, is leading indicators.
Yep.
These are the minutiae. These are the networking events gone and attended. There are plenty of times in the first 6 to 12 months of every single salesperson's life where they will be running around like headless chooks, attending events, going and talking to people, adding deals to the top of the pipeline, adding and sending proposals out. Those leading indicators lead to KPIs, which lead to outcomes. Yep. You need to be looking at all three, particularly if the results aren't coming, and you need to be looking at the parts across that sales process where that person's getting stuck, because they might be great at opening doors and rubbish at closing them.
Yeah.
That's where your coaching comes in. And I think that's probably the next part there is, please don't expect a salesperson to walk into your environment or a sales leader to walk into your environment and magic to happen.
Yeah.
They need coaching in the same way that you did. You got to cut your teeth as you built this organization. You built it through blood, sweat, and tears. You can't just bring someone in and go. They have to be working with you closely, coached, guided, developed, all of those sorts of things along the way.
Yeah,